Hey, it's been like a whole month and I look a little different, but this video is gonna be about how to make fursuit eyes. So things that you will need. First off, you're gonna need one of these. Also, another thing that you're gonna need is foamies. The trick to using fun foam or foamies is getting the really thick ones. So this is about 3-4 millimeters thick. It is extra thick. What you're gonna need also is felt, plastic, buckram. You can see straight through this. So after you have all of your materials, what you're going to need, absolutely need, you're gonna need your eye template that fits into the fursuit, and you're gonna need your head base or a base. Doesn't matter what base, it's just you need a head. You can't make eyes before the foam base. You can't. It'll just be too complicated. So make your foam base, and then you just done. So here's your fursuit eye template. Put it down on there and trace 2 out. Take your fursuit eye template and cut out your iris. So the only reason that we're cutting this out is so that whenever it comes to cutting out a hole for we can see, we know where to cut it out and it's symmetrical. I'm on the floor and I have cut out the eye frames for the head. Where is the other one? Yeah. So I've cut out the eye frames for the head. They both fit perfectly well. They're a little rough right now, but you won't be able to tell once they're all fixed up. So you take your foamies and you measure. You just can rough measure by rolling at one point on the foamy all the way around it until it reaches that point again, and that's where you mark it. Getting on with the eyes. I did not put the irises into the sockets, I guess. Yeah, okay, that one's left, this one. Okay, so when you take your piece of foam, this isn't completely like the exact length around the eye. The perimeter of it is a little bit longer. That's okay, you could just cut it off. So when you start gluing it right here, or you can start at the edges, it doesn't matter, but I do it like right here. Okay, how you're gonna start doing this, since it's so confusing. Take the side where it's going to be facing out and put a little tiny dot of glue, but enough to where it's going to stick on there and not fall off. So just press it in and wait a little bit for it to dry, and then you're going to continue to do that all the way around, just like gluing and pressing. Don't do it all at once, just like do it in slow little sections. When it gets to cutting off the long part, you're kind of just gonna want to trim it until it fits, basically, and that fits about good enough. So here's what the eye would look like. This is the left eye, and as you can see, as I move, it follows you. It is really cool. You can't really tell. So now what we're gonna do after you glue the walls on both irises, this one and this one, you're going to want to line it with felt. You don't want to put your iris in just yet, because since my eyes are at an angle, if you end up gluing in your irises, like the pupil looks just a bit off and sideways instead of straight parallel up and down, totally gonna throw you off. And especially since the irises that I'm using are cat eye, they're like cat eye irises. They have a slit down the middle instead of a circle, so So for the felt, it's pretty easy. You don't have to completely wrap it all the way around the eye. For me, I just take a strip and I glue it on the inside of this. So you're going to take the same length that you made the wall into and just make a rough estimate of how long it's going to be. So it's going to be about an inch. I'm going to cut a whole strip from this end to the other end of exactly one inch. Awesome. So here's your inside liner. It can get a little messy. The felt kind of collects anything. It's really bad. So it's easy how you're going to start on this one. You take your wall, you put it on the inside, and you just put a little line of glue right there to start you out, and you just place the felt inside. Be careful though. Awesome. So when you get to the excess, just rough this excess, just a rough estimate where you're going to cut. And a good way to estimate is to line your blade up to this line right here. So just slip it in there, make sure it's lined up to the line, and cut it, which it didn't cut all the way through, but there you go. It's nice and even. And then you just glue it down. This is the fursuit base that I'm using. I just finished him a few days ago, actually. He looks fabulous. This nose is adorable. And I'm just gonna put that eye in there, just squeeze it in there. And you can really see the face getting more defined with that. As you can see, the following effect is still fully in place, as you can really tell when it's in the head. So I'll get back to you guys whenever I'm putting the irises in here. And here's the inside of the head, as you can clearly see straight through those. And they're perfectly lined up with each other, you can't really tell. And the irises are facing parallel. And yeah, so they're perfect where they are right now. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun. I'm going to put a little dot of glue right here and right here, so that when I take the eyes out, the irises do not move out of place. And look at that. The irises are glued down, and they look really even to me, in my opinion. But it's kind of rough around the edges because this is still like a base. The following effect is really adorable. I've never done eyes like this deep, so the following effect is like superb. Look at them. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope I simplified the process of eye making and how to like properly do it and stuff. So yeah. See you in the next video, and maybe I won't take like a whole month to do it. Sorry. So yeah, thanks for watching.